Good day, beautiful listeners. Welcome to online tutorials with MEM on philosophy courses. This section is going to be very, very short, very, very brief, and we're attempting philosophy of religion. And in this audio visual, I'm going to be bringing you into the light of what the course is all about, the concept of religion, God, and faith. Okay, now when we talk about religion, we it is gotten from three Latin words, legare, religare, and religio. Legare means to bind, religare means to unite, and religio means relationship. Okay, so from the sense of these three words, we could deduce that religion has to do with relationship. Okay, and we see that in every religion that you come to think of, there's a relationship between a being and another being. One being could be perceived greater than the other being. Okay, so that is why we say religion is more about beliefs. Okay, so beliefs does not just end on one person, but transcend into two parties or more than two parties. Okay, so that is the concept of religion. Now, when we talk philosophy, but you should note that religion, like philosophy, does not have a definite definition. That is a fixed definition because the way it is being perceived is actually different. Okay, and the practices is also different. Okay, so this is why we cannot have a fixed definition of religion. And considering that in various cultures we have various parts of the world we have various practices of religion, various beliefs of religion, and also some people also do not believe in religion. So definitely we cannot have a fixed definition for it. Okay, so now having understood this, we should also note that some scholars also gave definition of religion. Immanuel Kant held it as the opium of the masses. Feuerbach held it as man's self-alienation. Okay, Emily Durkheim held religion as the creation of the society and so on. Okay, so now moving forward, let's consider the concept of philosophy too. Philosophy, as we know, is the critical ideas of critical examination rather of the ideas that we live by. Okay, and one of the ideas that we live by is religion. Okay, so if we live by the idea of religion, philosophy is the critical examination of the ideas that we live by. So philosophy is coming into religion to look at the subject of religion, the concept, the themes, the topics in religion, as regards God, the nature of religion, and so on. Okay, so that is what philosophy is doing in religion. Okay, so now we've understood the concept of religion and philosophy also, and what how they come together to relate. Okay, so now this brings us to the relationship between philosophy and religion. Okay, so the to explain this, we have to take a look at a convergence model and a divergence model. The convergence model is where philosophy and religion relate. The divergence model is where they separate. Okay, so where philosophy and religion relate is that the two discipline or the two field actually is based on what is the absolute truth. Okay, so religion can have an answer of what is the absolute truth, that is God. Philosophy seeks for the absolute truth, but it doesn't eliminate that the two disciplines are focused on the absolute truth. Okay, so this was the position of Hegel put it that both are focused on the absolute. Okay, so now also, just like religion is concerned about supra reality, that is things that are beyond the physical. Okay, philosophy also has a branch that deals with things that are beyond the physical, and that is metaphysics. Okay, so we see that these two comes together in this aspect, but where they separate is on their approaches. Okay, philosophy you okay, rather religion, okay, approach is more of using creeds, codes, conduct, occultism, and so and divinity to hold down their members. Okay, to pass their message, to carry out their activities. Okay, but religion takes the method of critical reflection, rational inquiry, thinking, and so on. So it is separate. Okay, now also religion tells us what to think. Religion tells us what to think, but philosophy tells us how to think. Note that. So you see that there's a difference. While religion tells us what to think, that this is how it is, this is what you should believe, this is what you should think of. Okay, religion tells us how to think about those things. Okay, so you won't just accept a belief. You have to consider it. Okay, so that is another difference. Okay, and also religion dwells more on emotions, make you feel that this thing is right. Philosophy does not dwell on emotions. Philosophy dwells on the mind, okay, on thinking, on rationality, okay. So you don't just feel something to be right, you think about something to be right, okay. So these are some other difference between philosophy and religion, okay. And also in this discipline we talk about when we look philosophy goes deeply into religion, there are so many uh, concepts in religion, subjects in religion that has caused arguments. Okay, how is this possible? How is this true? Okay, and chief among them is the concept of God's existence. Okay, so this will lead us to the concept of God. Okay, now the concept of God is that he or she is a being. Okay, a supreme being. Okay, and this is held particularly by the theists. Theism is the belief in the existence of a God who is believed to be omnipotent, that is, he can do all things, omniscience, that is, he knows all things, and supremely benevolent, that is, he is all good. Okay, that is the view of God to theism. Now then there is the opposing school, which is atheism. Okay, atheism holds that God does not exist. Okay, God does not exist, as simple as that. Okay, now there is a middle ground, which is agnosticism. Agnosticism is the view that humans cannot comprehend an idea of God. So the argument between the theists and the atheists is baseless, because it is not possible for us to conceive of a being. We are limited to conceive of a being such as God. Okay, so moving on, there's also pantheism. Pantheism is the view that likens God to the universe. That is, God and nature, or God and the universe, are the same. Okay, and then we have monotheism. Monotheism is the belief in only one God. Polytheism is the belief in many gods. Then we also have deism. Deism is the belief that God is only has to do with reason, and not anything revelation or mystical and so on. Okay, that is deism. Okay, so you take note of all these things when you want to discuss the concept of God. Okay, now we also have the concept of faith. Okay, and this concept of faith is the belief of those who believe in God. Okay, even if they do not see God, they have that evidence that is he exists. This unseen evidence is what we call faith, and it is present in every religion. Okay, so they have not seen God, but he to them he exists. That process of thought is called faith. Okay, so now moving ahead, we go straight to this argument. Theism has had its own position, atheism has had its own position. Therefore, we are now down to the existence of God, and it will be discussed in the next video. Please subscribe and stay tuned. This is MEM.